Good morning, game changers. Welcome to our weekly show where we talk everything about business and some of the things that I've learned along the way that I wish I had known much earlier, or that I wish someone had walked me through them, at that time. So we are going to continue that conversation. But for now, can you just share with me where you are calling in from and how you spent your weekend? So for me, this past weekend was it was a quiet one. I love life. I love people, but there's a little piece of me that requires space. A large part of my life is that's not out in the open is that I'm highly creative, I'm highly intuitive, and once in a while it requires me to retreat and just go inward. And I don't want to be hearing people talking. I don't want to be listening or watching TV. So I just want to retreat. So like right now, I've been in Maung here with my daughter and my husband, and we had quite two previous active weekends. So I knew that this weekend I had to just detach myself from them and just be alone. So that's what I did. I just told them that, you know what, I'm not going to be part of any of your plans this weekend, so don't count me in. I just want to be alone. I just want to go within, listen to my my inner voice and see what's coming through and just be. So that's what I did. On Saturday, I was just indoors all by myself. Yesterday, Sunday, I went to the spa. Normally, I take my daughter when she's around. We do the spas together. So we went to the spa, had a good time. So I'm refreshed and ready to take on the week. So let's get back to today's topic. I just shared that this is one thing that I wish someone had taught me earlier when I started into business. And I believe if you are watching this, you are an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, or you are an aspiring entrepreneur. This is something that if you take it to heart right now, when you learn it and you go back and evaluate where you are in your business and how you are doing it, it will make a profound, impact in your business. I know because I've been there. If you have been following, I shared earlier that I am a biologist by profession, and I just decided to quit and go into business. And it means I didn't even have the right foundations, So I started developing myself. I enrolled for entrepreneurship programs. I started really following people who were in business to learn some of the things that I could get. But there's something that is different when you are learning from someone, at a distance, or when you are reading a book, is you kind of learn, you kind of know what needs to be done, but you don't know how to do it because no one has really walked you through it and no one has really shared it, in a perspective that you can get it for your particular business or for something that you really want to do. So you kind of know, but you don't know. That's one thing that I've really learned, as an entrepreneur and as a coach, is that there are different levels of knowing. Most of the time we think we know, but we actually don't know. When you want to start applying what you think you know, that's when you realize that you are not really clear on it. So you may know, but you don't have the clarity. You don't have the know-how. So when you are now following someone closely, someone is mentoring you, someone is coaching you, that's when now you can really become honest and say, you know what, I think I've heard about this, I've read about it, but I don't know how to implement it. How can I implement it in my life or in my business or in my career? So that becomes a game changer when you are able to now talk to someone, when you are able to now get feedback from them and be guided where you want to go. So this today, what I'm going to talk about today is one of those things that I kind of sort of maybe knew it, but no one taught me how to really do it and apply it in my business or in the different businesses that I have. I learned it at a later time, and I feel I kind of messed up a lot of things or wasted a lot of time because of that. And this is creating a financial plan for your business. I know that depending on what business you are doing, maybe you had to do a business plan at some point. It included some numbers, maybe you had to go and request for a loan at the bank. It included some numbers, but we have never really been taught to relate with the numbers in our business, and most importantly, to really decide how much do I want this business to generate for me. So have you ever really sat down and say, this is how much I want my business to generate for me, and then decided on how am I going to actually generate that business? I'm saying this because I've realized that if you want to build a successful business that is growing exponentially, you need to have a plan of what you want. And you also then need to have a strategy on how to achieve it. But it starts with you being very clear on the number that you want, on how much do you want the business to generate. Then you can go back and say, what do I need to do to generate that income? And if it is consistent. And I know it's very different. I think I'm blessed because I've been an entrepreneur for many years, and I've done different types of businesses. So when I am talking to a client or talking to you right now, I know that the dynamics would be different. But still, if you have a financial plan, if you know how much you want your business to generate, it will really influence what you are going to do to generate that money. I've been there. I know because I've been in a service business. I've milled sorghum. I've had a retail store. Right now, I have a hospitality business. I have a coaching business. So I know, but if you know how much you want, definitely you are going to start doing things differently so that you are able to reach the number that you want. And I don't know if you are like me. When I started out, remember, I quit my job. I went to Maun to start a business. And the first business that I started, actually, after I quit my job, a friend of mine was running it. It was a sorghum milling plant. And the spouse had just been transferred to Gaborone. So they were going. And she said, you know what, since you have just arrived here and you are looking for what you can do, you can start with this milling plant. You can lease it out and mill sorghum while you are looking for what you want. And I just jumped into that business, not knowing what I was putting myself into, not knowing even the dynamics of what it required. So I learned on the go. I did make a lot of income out of it. But when I look back, I realized that I didn't even have any plan to create that money. I didn't even know how much I was targeting per month. I was just flowing, just doing that and that, doing that and that, and waiting to see how much money I will get out of that business. And then from there, I had a retail store, which was a mini supermarket. The same thing. I just kept on buying stock, putting stock, and selling whatever that was selling. I didn't even market that business. So it was just, by God's grace that it was actually running. I didn't implement a lot of strategies that I know now that could have made a difference in that business. And then I started, tendering. That is contract business. That is also another ball game where you think you are in control, but you actually don't, because it's determined by you are taking the government gazette or whatever where the tenders are being published. You are looking for tenders. You are just tendering. This one is it's either you win it or you don't, and then they determine how much they want to buy. Sometimes they say you have won 1 million, but they don't even buy stock worth of that. They are just going to buy a few out of it. So all of those things, you really are not in control. You don't even have a plan of how much you want to make that month, in that business. So over time, as I started growing and investing in coaching, investing in mentorship, that's when I really learned that you have to know those numbers, and you have to find a way of being able to control the numbers in your business, to control the amount of money that you are generating. So that was really an aha moment. That is why I said that I wish someone had really taught me this and walked me through it when I just started out many years ago, because it would have made a huge difference. So that's why now I want to share this with you, that in order to really create a successful business, You want to have a financial plan. You want to know how much you want that business to generate. And then you want to put a plan and then create a strategy of how am I going to generate that money? What do I need to sell? How often do I need to sell it to be able to make that money? Who do I need to sell it? How much do I need to price it if I am to make the money? So this is a very big topic that I can't do justice here in this live stream today. But I'm going to continue this conversation in my closed Facebook group, the Shift Free Community. So if you are not a member of that, I encourage you to request to become a member, and we'll allow you in. So, but I want you to look at this from this perspective, that there are 4 magic numbers when it comes to running your business, especially if you are transitioning. Maybe you have been employed, you now want to start a business, you are doing it as a side hustle, or you have decided to just quit and focus on that business, or you have been running your business in an ad hoc manner, like the one I shared, how I used to do it before, where you are just saying, by God's grace, I'll see how much I'm selling tomorrow and how much I'm selling the following day, So I want to share with you these 4 magic numbers. So before you can even create a plan of how you are going to generate income in your business, you want to have a desired income. How much do you want to earn? So you want to really have a clear picture of 4 important income amounts in your business. The first one is, what do I need to survive? How much do I need to survive? The second one is, what will be just okay for me? I'll explain that later on. What will be okay for me? Or what will be a nice figure, a nice amount that I want to generate? And what is my dream income? What is my dream income? So it's very, very important that you have these numbers. And if you are just starting out in business, or you are doing a side hustle, I think what you want to do is to look at the first 2 numbers. What do I need to survive? And what will I be okay with before you actually go into the bigger numbers? You may want to start there and become very clear with those numbers. So let's look at the first one. What do I need to survive? This is a monthly income. And normally this is the figure that if you are transitioning out, maybe you want to quit your job, this is the number that you want to focus on. That if you are to quit your job, how much do you need to replace your income so that you can meet all your financial needs? So this is your bare bottom here, where you can pay your bills and not have to maybe go and get a job. So you may not be at your desired income right now, but you are not failing. You need to now start tweaking so that you get at that number. So come up with a figure. What is that number, that you need to just survive on a monthly income in your business? Come up with that number, because you need to know what that number is. So if you sit down and you look at your needs, both your business needs and your personal needs, what do you need to be paying for? What do you need for your foods? What do you need if you are paying school fees and all of those things? So sit down and come up with a number that would allow you to do those things, because then at least you are just going to be barely surviving. And the second one is, what will be the okay number? What is your okay number? This is where you are completely okay financially. You are not stressed or losing sleep at night thinking of how am I going to be paying this tomorrow? How much am I going to be making tomorrow? How am I going to be paying my employees tomorrow, or my school fees, my kids' school fees tomorrow? This is the okay number that you want. You are surviving just fine, but you are not taking any vacations. You are not doing anything that is extra that you need, like your recreation and some of the things that you would love to do. So here you are not doing them. You are just going to be in that surviving stage. So you want to come up with a number of how much would that look like. So if you have not done that for your business, you want to come up with that number. And then the third one is, what would be nice? You need to come up with your what would be nice monthly income. And this is the number where, you can start relaxing a bit, because you know that most of your needs are met, your expenses are met, your needs are met. So you have more than enough money to cover your expenses. You are saving, you are planning some recreational activities, you are planning some trips, some vacations that you can afford, because of the business. that you are now making. So come up with a number. What is that number for you that will do that for you, your okay number? And then lastly, it will go for your dream monthly income. So your dream monthly income, it is that number where you have achieved your desired success, the things that you want. You have that abundance, you are prosperous, and you can do a lot of the things that you want. You can live the lifestyle that you want. You can take your kids to the schools, the best schools that they want. You can buy the dream car that you want. You are not really just surviving, but you are thriving. So this is your dream number that you want. So I want you to just go back after you watch this, sit down and look at where you are right now in your business. And do you have those numbers? Are you at that first number that I mentioned? Are you at the I need to survive number? Or you are at the okay number? Or you are at the nice number? Or you are at your dream number? For me, I feel like if I had known this and it has been explained so explicitly to me, it could have made a huge difference. And I believe that if you are watching this right now, wherever you are right now, once you start taking a look at your numbers and deciding which numbers you want, it will make a huge difference. So the next step, once you have decided on those numbers, there are other steps that you need to take. And I won't be able to do this right now in this live stream, but in the community, I'm gonna continue talking to people in my community about it, because then you need to go back and say, okay, what do I need to be offering, in my business to be able to generate that number that I have? What product and services can I offer? How often can I offer them? How much can I price them for them to give me, this number that I want? Like I mentioned, the dynamics are going to be different for every business, but you still need to do it. Even if you are in a tender business where you don't have the control, you need to ask yourself, how many contracts do I need to have to be able to generate this money? How many contracts of how much? So it means when you get one big tender, you don't sit down and start relaxing and counting the money. You need to ask yourself, is this tender meeting my needs? How long am I going to have it? And if it finishes, what's going to happen? So are you saving part of the money that you are getting from that tender? Are you looking at how to diversify it? Or you are just so focused in that one tender that when the time elapses, you don't even know where to look to. So what I really want to encourage us to start talking about money. I know in our culture, if you are from my country in Botswana, money is not something that people really talk about. It's like there's a secret, something secretive about money, that we don't really want to talk about money openly. I know I've been there, but I've made a lot of progress, and I've started really interrogating my numbers and looking into what is that I'm doing in my business. Am I just spinning wheels or not? And the biggest aha moment was when lockdown started and I was doing this, daily live stream and talking to people, challenging them to look at their lives, reflect, and unpack their bags and repack them. And one of the things that I did when I looked at my briefcase, which was business, I realized that I wasn't really getting the results that I want. And because of that, I took a big leap and invested in a high-level coaching program that would really push me, guide me, and equip me to be able to achieve the results that I want. So I'm not just sharing these things with you because it's theory. It's because these are things that I've experienced over years, and I've learned a lot through some of the mistakes that I've made, some of the challenges that I've come across. And I know that if you get the right support and the right help, you can overcome a lot of those challenges and start really building a business that will take care of you and take care of your family members for a very long time. So that is what I wanted to share today. And like I said, I'm going to continue this conversation in the Shift community. So if you are not part of that, you would want to search for that page. It's called the Shift Free Community. If you search for that on Facebook, it's a group. We will give you access to that group. If you're already in the group, we'll continue the conversations where I'll help you to really break that down for your type of business and see how can you create a financial plan for your business and what strategies can you use to actually generate the amount of money that you want. And sometimes it's very interesting, with coaching in this. Sometimes you realize that you are not going to be able to do this, and you realize that maybe the way you have structured your business is not the right way. You need to go back to the drawing table and say, how can I really structure this business so that it gives me the results that I want? So for some of you, this would be a tipping point where you realize that, no. I thought I've been in business, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I need to go back to the drawing table. Thank you, Diako, for watching and for following. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna stop here and I'll be looking out for your comments below the video. So if you've got any questions for me, drop them down there. I will jump in and respond to them. So thank you so much. I will see you on Wednesday. So Wednesday, we really look at leadership and processes and systems and how we can enhance our teams so that they help us produce the results that we want. Thank you.